Okay guys, so before we start this live feed, I've got 2 questions to ask you. So 2 questions that I want you to think about. So firstly, number one, what's the one biggest thing that you need to do this week? So what's the one biggest thing that you need to do this week to get your 2017 back on track? See, our first quarter is over and done with, so January, February, March, first quarter's done and dusted. We can't do anything about that, but what we can do is affect the next quarter. So that's April, May and June. So let's break it down into just 1 week, just this week, so don't look too far ahead. So what's the one biggest thing that you can do this week that'll help you get back on track for 2017? What do you need to do to get your body and mindset and lifestyle and attitude back to where it should be? Just the one biggest thing. So think about that. What's the one biggest thing that you can do? So also, like I said, we're into the second quarter of 2017, and trust me on this one, 2017 is going to be over before you know it. And before you know it, you've either taken advantage of this year, or this year has become the same as all the other years in which it's been a bit of a disappointment. So the only way to make this year different to all the other years is do different things. You can't do the same stuff over and over and over again and expect a different outcome. And the important thing here is having feedback. So having feedback on your fitness, on your training, on your nutrition, on your body shape, because this will tell you whether what you are doing is working or not. So if you're not getting feedback, ask yourself why. Why are you not getting feedback? Because if you want to change your body and you want to change your lifestyle and everything that comes with it, which is amazing when it happens, you need constant feedback. Because feedback is going to keep you motivated, and also it's going to stop you doing stuff that isn't producing the results that you want it to. So don't be afraid that you might not hit the weight or measurements, or your pictures might not have changed. All it's telling you is currently what you are doing isn't working. So that you can take that as a negative or a positive. The positive way, which I'd like to think that you'd look at it, is the fact that, okay, I now know that isn't producing the results that I don't want, so I'm not going to fucking continue doing it. Because if I continue doing something that isn't producing the results that I want in my life, I may as well just shoot myself. Because I'm getting absolutely nowhere. So the first question I want you to think about is, what's the one biggest thing that you can do this week? Honestly, what's the one biggest thing that you can do this week to get your 2017 back on track? And we already know January, February, March, the first quarter of 2017 is gone. We can't do anything about that. But in the second quarter, so we're in April, May, June, what I want you to think about is this. So it's not about always what you need to add on to your plate, because most people's plates are busy enough, and we don't need to keep adding more and more sessions, more and more training, more and more of this, more and more prepping, more and more of everything. What I need you to think you do, what are the 3 things you need to stop doing in the next quarter? So that's April, May, June. What are the 3 things you need to stop doing to get your body where it needs to be by the end of 2017? Because like I said, we always talk about all the stuff we need to start doing, but most of the time, if we just stop doing certain things, and we know what we're all guilty of doing, which is sabotaging our body and our weight loss, and it tends to happen on weekends. But we know the type of stuff. You know deep down what you are doing, which is creating the body that you do not want. We all know the shit that we do, and apparently we don't know why we do it. So what are the things that you need to stop? The 3 biggest things you need to stop doing in the next 3 months, so April, May, June. What are the 3 things you need to stop doing? So it could be eating late at night. It could be boozing every Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It could be attending the gym only once a week when you know it should be more. It could be giving a low intensity when you're at the gym, when you know you can work harder. It can be spending time hanging around with people that are not helping you progress to where you want to be. What is it that you need to stop doing? Who do you need to stop hanging around with? That's a number 1 key. Who do you need to stop hanging around with to start getting your life where you want it to be? So what we're going to be talking about today, and it's only going to be quick, I'm going to try and make this as quick as possible. So what type of parent are you? So you might think that this has nothing to do with weight loss and fitness, but it has everything to do with the way you are, the way you're perceived, your attitude, and setting double standards. So there's either two types of parents. So you've either got the role models, which everyone wants to be, by the way, and you got the frauds. Me using frauds is probably a harsh word, but you know what I mean. So you got role model or frauds. So as a parent, we probably tell our kids things such as never give up, do your best. That's what we've got right here. Never give up, do your best, and don't worry what other people say. Those 3 things. So never give up. My writing's horrendous. Do your best. And don't worry about what other people think. So we're telling our kids, like I said, to never give up, do your best, and don't worry what other people think. But aren't they the 3 things that you're guilty of? Isn't it the fact that you're constantly giving up on your training when the going gets tough? The reason why you haven't got the body that you want, because you stop, start. Yet you're telling your children to never give up. Never give up. Do your best. So every time they attempt something or go and do something, you tell them, just do your best. Yet most of us are worried about attending things and taking part in things because we'll be the worst. Yet if our children said that, you would say to them, just do your best. So why can't we take our own advice? And just turn up, whether it be to a class, a gym session, whether it be with your nutrition, whatever it may be, and just do your best. As a trainer, that's all I can ask for. But what I think is a lot of us are so worried, and that's the next point, so worried about what other people think that they're scared to do their best. And we're scared to do our best in case we fail. Because at least if we don't do our best and fail, we can always have the justification in the fact that, oh, well, I didn't try my best, So it's a justification. We don't want to try our best and fail. But trust me, how many times in your life have you ever tried your utmost best and completely failed? I would suggest to you that you wouldn't fail. To some degree, you would succeed. It might not be where you want it to be, but if you put your best into everything, like the training sessions, like committing to it, you will get success in your body. So, as a parent, as a role model, we're telling people our kids to never give up, do your best, and don't worry about what other people think, what other kids think. Yeah, those are the 3 things that we are massively guilty of, because when the going gets tough, we give up. When the results don't show, we give up. When we can't be arsed, we don't try our best. When we've had a bad day, we don't try our best. And we're so worried about what other people think, sometimes we don't actually even take action. Some of us that are listening to this are that worried about people that they don't even know, that they've never even met before. They're worried about their opinions and their thoughts about them, that they're willing to stay the same for the fear of what other people say and think. But what I want to tell you is this, is that being in a body that you don't like isn't great. Doesn't feel good. In fact, it probably feels shitty. Okay? So, already, having a body that you don't want to be in feels shitty, and your confidence is low, and it's probably kind of embarrassing. Okay? So, feeling shitty, low, and embarrassing. So, if you're telling me that the reason why you've not started your exercise regime and you've not started your exercise program is because you're going to feel shitty, low, and embarrassed, well, you already feel like that. So at least if you start a gym program or an exercise program, you're going to start moving away from that. Because if you, like I said, if you do your best and turn up every single day, you will get progress. It might be small progress, it might be massive progress, but progress is progress, and you'll only get progress from taking action. You'll never get progress from thinking and hoping and wishing. Because if thinking, hoping and wishing produced the results in your life that you'd want, you would be walking around in the figure that you wanted, with the finance that you wanted, in the lifestyle that you wanted, and currently you're not. So currently, whatever you're doing in your life, especially with your body, probably for most of us isn't working. So we have to do something different. So we've got role models. So what type of parent are you? We've got role models and frauds. So we've got the type of things that we tell our kids, which is never give up, do your best, don't worry about what other people think. Yet we are massively guilty of all fucking 3 of them, because they are the simple reasons why we, us, me, you, aren't where we want to be. So we're telling them one thing, our kids, yet we're doing another thing. We're pushing our kids to excel, yet we're not pushing ourselves to excel. So we get our kids involved. So most of us have got our kids involved in loads of exercises, loads of clubs, sports. We push them, we encourage them, and we get them involved and we invest in them. Now I know a lot of parents that invest a shitload of money in their kids. So we're getting them involved into clubs. We're prioritising time for them. We're investing a lot of money on them to help them to get to where they want to be. So why aren't we doing it for ourselves? When was the last time you got involved in a new sport, a new club, a new activity? When was the last time that you invested in you? Now, when people tell me that they're part of a gym, that's an investment. A gym membership is roughly about £30. That is not an investment. £1 a day isn't an investment. Most of us waste more than £1 a day. So I mean, a significant investment. When was the last time you really invested on doing a course, a high level, high end activity for you to improve you? When was the last time you did it? See, like I said, as parents, what we are is we're guilty of switching our attention to making sure our kids get exactly what they want, where they want to be, and all of a sudden we're encouraging them, we're pushing them to get to where they want to be. But what about pushing us? What about pushing yourself? What about you never giving up, you doing your best, you not worrying what other people think? What about you getting involved in clubs? What about you investing time in you? What about you investing money into you? What about you? So on one level we're doing all this for our kids, yet we don't do anything for us. So we want the best. Let's go off here. So we want the best for our kids. We want the best. So that's in everything they do. So we want the best, and every parent will say that. We want the best for our kids. But what about wanting the best for us? Because what it seems like is that we're willing to push all our mindset and tell our kids all the right things, yet we're walking around overweight, unhealthy, smoking, having a drink every night, not looking after our body, not involved in clubs, not pushing ourselves, always giving up, and always worrying what other people think. So we're guilty of all that, yet we're telling our kids the complete opposite. So you wonder why I use the word fraud or liar, one or the other, fraud or liar, both saying the same thing, because we want the best for them, for the kids. But what about us? What about us? I wonder if you had to ask your kids, do you think that your kids are proud of you? Do you think your kids are proud of you? I know it's a deep question, but do you think your kids are proud of you from the way you are, your lifestyle, the way you look, your physicality, your job, everything around you? Do you think your kids are proud of the way you are? Or do you think that they, on some level, they might be embarrassed? Do you think there's a possibility that your kid could be embarrassed about the way you look, the way you are, your lifestyle? Do you think that they could be embarrassed? Now, like I said, if we use the same energy, if we use the same energy for us, if we use the same energy that we use for our kids for us, imagine where we would be. Energy. If we use the same energy, like I said, as parents, especially mums that I've dealt with, they're busy doing everything for everyone else, and their mindset is because they feel good helping other people. But at some point you need to stop and look at, what have you done for you? What have you done for you? Because the king needs to eat first. Now what I mean by that is if your health isn't on point, because if your health and body aren't on point, trust me, it affects more than your clothes size. It affects the way you think and you feel and your moods. So the way you think, feel, and your moods every single day. Because when someone isn't happy with their figure, it affects the way they are. And if someone's health isn't great, it affects the way they are. So if you use the same energy and encouragement and attitude towards trying to get your kids involved, encouraging them to never give up, do the best, don't worry about what people think, get them involved, investing in them. If you did the same for you, where would you currently be with your body and your life? Or are you going to continue to be the type of person that's telling everyone what to do but not doing it themselves? Because I have a lot more respect for people that a living example of what they want for their kids. Like I said, I want to be fit and the basis, I want to be fit and healthy for my kids, and I'm going to encourage them, I'm going to push them like every other parent, but also I'm not going to ignore me. And like I said, we can use the excuse that we're busy with the kids are taking up my time, but what about you? Because it's about prioritizing time for you. And I've gone over time before. Everybody has it. If you're giving all your time to everyone else, what about you? Because like I said, if things aren't going well for your fitness, your health, and your confidence, that will have an effect on all the people around you. So all it comes down to is this, guys, is what type of parent are you? Do you feel like you're a role model in the way that you live your life? So do you constantly invest, constantly do stuff and always try your best? Do you do the things that you ask your kids to do? Or are you one of those people that just puts all their mindset on their kids, really pushes them, yet you're doing fuck all in your own life? Which one are you? So I use the parent analogy as something a little bit different for you to think about, but all it comes down to is the fact that to get the best out of you, you have to really do what you're telling your kids. Don't give up, do your best, don't worry about what people think, invest time, invest money. Yeah? So hopefully this will have helped you in some way, shape or form. Or it might have shocked you, or it might have upset you or pissed you off. Either way, what I'm saying is true. Most of the parents are guilty of pushing their kids and telling the kids all the right things, yet not doing it for themselves. And for you to change, you need to flip round the attitude that you give to your kids and the encouragement that you give to your kids onto yourself, and then as soon as you start doing that, things will start changing.